Well, buddy, we got our first loss of the 2023 today. So clearly, I expect Arthur Smith to be fired on Monday, and we need a new quarterback. And the offense is shit, and we got to scrap it and start from scratch, right?
Break out the coffins.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And just, of course, we're just kidding. So yeah, but we're gonna get into it, all the good and the bad. Not a whole lot of good, but let's get into it, buddy. And welcome in everybody to episode 128 of Out of Your Falcon Mind, an Atlanta Falcons fan cast. My name is John, your host, joined by my friend Mr. Fat Tire L tonight, and as well as always, my co-host, Mr. Mike Cottrell. What's going on, buddy?
Man, our first loss of the season, man. I don't know how to take it. It was a lot of bad. I thought we would still win. We couldn't pull it off. It's a sad day.
No, the defense kept us in it, man, and we'll get to it, man. As always, guys, coming to you from the Variety Sports Network here on the In the Clutch Studios. Make sure you use Variety Sports at intheclutch.com to save some money on your first purchase there, man. And after we get done tonight, if y'all want to watch the Gridiron show, Talking Gridiron will be on Variety Sports Network following us. Actually, I think it'll start probably in about 35, 40 minutes, but they'll cover basically all the action today from the NFL. So check them out if you get a chance. Any new listeners, any new viewers, man, welcome in. I hate that you're coming in on a loss, but hey, we're glad to have you anyway. We're going to be talking through the good and through the bad, so it's all good. Make sure if y'all are here, man, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. If you're listening to us on iTunes, Spotify, drop us a 5-star review. We would much appreciate that, as it keeps us growing on those platforms. And a few shows ago, I said I made a request to everybody to get us to 75 likes, and we did. So I'm gonna take baby steps and say hey, let's get this to 80. So if y'all can hit the like button, help us get to 80 likes.
Let's get to 80.
Let's just keep making a little bit, like five at a time. Let's just keep going up the hill there. So that's what we're shooting for tonight. So even though in a loss, we appreciate y'all for doing that. Obviously, we're coming to you on a Sunday differently than a Monday. My kid's baseball schedule changed that up. He's got practice tomorrow night, and so this just happened to work out. We wanted to get in the recap show as early as we could, so to bring it to you guys. All right, so man, there's no time to waste, really, buddy. Let's just get into it now. I'm gonna start with this. There's a rational and there's an irrational reaction to this game, right? And if you were on Twitter, you've seen every irrational reaction, similar to what I led the show with, all day long. And you can, and if y'all are new to the show or not, we're going to always be positive and support the team, but we're also going to critique the team as well. We're not going to sit here and throw folks under the bus, maybe once or twice, or just kill people. But we're going to be honest with what we see on the screen, right? It's just our opinions. That's why we're doing this thing, right? So the rational reaction is 3 games. It's the 3rd game of the season, and we're 2-1. And the Saints lost in dramatic fashion, blowing a 17-point lead, thanks to our friends up in Lambeau Field, the Packers. The Panthers lost again. They're not very good. We know that. The Bucs are probably going to lose tomorrow. Hopefully, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles can do their thing. So all in all, it's not a terrible thing. Obviously, it's not the outcome we wanted. There's plenty wrong with it. Mike, I always write down when we watch games. I write down on my little pad for the show. I have good and bad. My good column was damn small today, buddy. And unfortunately, my bad column was way too long. So I'll kick it over to you.
John just told me he wanted to watch the All 22 and see some mistakes and make a whole nother show.
I might do it. No, I might do it.
Damn, man.
I might do another show this week after I watch the All 22, just because I want to see how much of it is play calling, how much is it Des holding the ball. I just want to see it, because there's so many things that you can't see on the screen, and you heard Mark Schlereth say a couple of times during the game, nobody's open downfield. You heard him say it, but the All 22 normally tells you a lot more, because you can just see the coverages, you can see the routes, just bird's eye view, man. That those 2-man route combinations are just, they don't work, man. They're not working. They didn't work last year. It's not really a good start this year. But anyway, we'll get into it. But anyway, buddy, I've talked this entire time, and we'll get into the game in a second. But your overall just kind of thought of it.
My overall was frustration. I was watching. It was frustration, man. It was like, I don't know. It's like having all these weapons and struggling to use them is very frustrating to watch. Very frustrating to watch. Like, yeah, it's very. And I realized today that there are a few players that I accept, that I fully accept are good. Like, oh no, he's good. He's arrived. He's in concrete. He's good. And then I realized there was a few players that I just feel like, no, like I'm tired of.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You were. I think you said last show that somebody wearing number 76 needed to be a bouncer at a club.
Yep.
And I was like, no, I'm almost there with you, buddy. I mean, like I totally get that we're a running team. That's what we want to do. Which, by the way, really do that. I mean, we didn't really give the team a chance to. To me, unlike we talked about last year, we were going to run the ball regardless. So make that team prove that they can stop you from running the ball. Now I know they were bringing up 7, 8 guys in the box sometimes. Sometimes it didn't matter last year. Teams knew we were running the ball anyway, and we still ran the ball. So to me, dude, it's like if Arthur's been saying this year's going to be more balanced. We're going to be more balanced. We're going to throw the ball more. You can't throw the ball more if you cannot get protection. Today was not all on the line. It wasn't all on Ritter. It was a combination of both. It was a combination of Arthur. The game plan was just I thought was just kind of crap. But if you look at the first 2 or 3 quarters, Dez has got a second and a half to throw the ball. Like he's got no time whatsoever. He had 7 sacks. The Lions had 7 sacks today after having won our first 2 games. He gets 7 today. So if you want, I mean, I get it, man. Like you want to, these guys are going to be good run blockers. If you want to have balance, they're going to have to protect the passer at some point. More than fucking 2 seconds. Like they're going to have to.
Yeah. Listen, why it was so frustrating to watch because it was like Detroit said, we gonna give you the like the short pass. Like we will give you up to like 6 yards for free. And we don't even believe that your quarterback could hit those. So we gonna just let him. And so it was like, I know they're not disrespecting us like that. And then when we wasn't hitting them, when people was dropping the ball, it was a combination. It was Desmond Ritter, it was the line, and it was coaching. And when we wasn't hitting 5 and 6 yard passes, I was looking like this don't even look competent. Like that was the word. I was like, this don't even look competent. They giving us 5 yards, 6 yards, and we just can't do it. Like they was giving us like we don't even believe in that your quarterback can complete consistent like 5 yard passes down the field. We don't believe it. And he couldn't. And it was fucking frustrating to watch, man.
Yeah, dude.
It was heartbreaking, man. Cause you know me to the end, it could be a minute left and we need 3 touchdowns. I'm like, if he fumble and then he have a seizure, and then so as it was winding down, I was like, oh no, we really losing. It's a sad day.
Yeah.
Like I get really down when I gotta laugh to keep from crying, man. I don't really like to lose, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, you said competence, right? I mean, the offensive line has to be at least competent. Like the right side of the line has to be at least competent to give the quarterback any time to throw. Now, Ritter was bad in the 4th quarter. He was bad. I mean, he had some bad throws throughout the game. He had a few good ones, but mostly wasn't great, or he wasn't getting the ball out as quickly as he should have. Again, like I said last show, I'm not overreacting over 6 games, not overreacting over 7 games. It's still 7 games for him in the league. Like, and he's going to have these type of looks. Like this is, I put this on Twitter. Like we got a lot of work to do, but it's got to get fixed sooner than later because other teams are going to look at this and be like, oh, well, shit. All right, this is what we got to do. We just got to rattle him and get after the quarterback and make him beat us because he can't do it. I would. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm going to say, I'm going to do this until this guy proves that he can beat a team in the league by throwing. Or this team proves they can scheme a passing game at all to beat a team in this league. It makes no damn difference if you've got all these playmakers on the field and play positionless football if you can't get him the damn ball.
Well, I was
Like,
trying to be patient, but you got me hyped, Johnny Yates. So I'm just going in like that. That combination I just said, that trio is annoying me at this point, like past the point of positivity, because like Arthur Smith seems to have no real playbook for a coach that's confident in Desmond Ridder. Like, you seem to have the same kind of playbook you had for Marcus Mariota. And so, I mean, if this was the guy you had all the confidence in, why are we seeing the same type of plays? And in the offensive line, for y'all to be struggling like this is sad. Somebody need to go. Somebody need to go, because, man, you know what I'm talking about. He need to go. And Desmond Ridder, I'm gonna tell you why I'm getting pissed, man. I'm starting to think that, okay, the highest level I've seen him perform and it's only been a few games, which is grossly unfair, but the highest I've seen him perform was, very competent. Very competent. Like, he hasn't played a game where I was like, damn, he really, like he was like he was cutting the cheese without, like, I haven't seen that game yet. And man, I want to see that from him so bad, because I'm rooting for him. But even when he start missing throws that he should make, and he has no pocket presence and no pocket awareness, and he's poor at time management. Now he getting delay of games. It's frustrating for me to, dog. I'm trying to be in your corner. I really am. I love you, man. But I love Taylor too. And I'm gonna be honest, man. You are struggling with these first 3 weeks. And I'm riding with you, man, but you are struggling, and you look like you struggling, and you don't look competent. Like, he don't look competent. He threw another pick right to the other team today, and the man just dropped it. Like, and I'm looking like, man, Desmond got to really play better as well, man. But as well, I'm gonna tell you this: it's so damn hard to say that when you blocking like that, because it's an unfair criticism. If you got a second to throw, how good can the throw be? How good can your read be? I'm sitting there like, man, he always locking on the player. But if you got 1 second to throw, you have to choose who you throwing before you hike the ball. Because you like, I'm only gonna get 1 second, so I'm looking right at him and throwing the ball. So it's like, I'm mad at him, but you can't be but so mad. That offensive line is horrific. And man, and the coaching was supposed to scheme whatever the strengths and weaknesses was. If he saw that line struggling, he was supposed to have a scheme for that. He was supposed to adjust, and he got outcoached. And he frustrating me too, man. Those trio, man. If I ever see them at lunch, I'm taking their tater tots and their chocolate milk. They frustrate me, John.
It's a bad combo, right? It's the worst combo you can have. If you have a bad pass protecting offensive line, you have a young quarterback. You have a young quarterback that's getting hit. You have a coach that's not proved he can even really scheme a good passing game yet. That's not a good combo. Like,
No.
I love the fact that we're a punch in the mouth run team, and that's great, but we have to actually do that. And if we can't, like, we have the Jaguars coming up. They lost to Houston today. All right, and we'll get into some other scores around the league at the end of the game. Or, damn, I keep saying game like we're playing something. But anyway, at the end of the show, because there were some crazy results today around the league. But I mean, when you've got those type, like I said before, when you got those type of players on your squad that you can't find a way to get open, then I don't understand the point of even saying we're going to be more balanced or have more, this positionless football, because you got to prove it first, And like, if I'm the Jaguars, I'm doing the same exact thing. I mean, I'm going to load the box. I'm going to try to stop the run. I'm going to bring pressure, see what happens, and I'll probably, like I said before the season starts, if we started 2-2, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because that's a tough 4-game stretch. The Packers, whatever you want to say about the Panthers, it's game 1 of the season. You never know what's going to happen in week 1. We've seen that. There's crazy shit happens in week 1. People were pissing all over Buffalo, and they came back 37-3 today against the Commanders. So anyway, it's and then we have the Jaguars next week. So I'll probably pick them not to win next week, more than likely, because I think they're going to do the same thing to us. And I have to see, I've got to see Arthur prove that he can, and Desmond and the entire offense prove they can win a game when our number one thing, which is run the ball, can't be done, or they're not allowing it to be done. And that's why I say the game plan, because you look back at the start, and that's why I said I can't wait to watch the all 22 to go back. But we were running play action before we even had there was no run game established, none. We're running play action passes. It's like, what do you like? As soon as he turns his back and turns back around, dude's there. Like, that's you. What are you doing? Like, that's not the time to run that, And so, I mean, it's overall, it's a frustrating game, like I said, to look at. I mean, the good that I wrote down, we'll get to that. Defense came out first play of the game, brought pressure and got after Goff, and I thought that was. Now, that being said, we still had 0 sacks. So. I mean, the guys we brought in, great, but we still got 0 sacks. Bud Dupree had a good day. He was affecting the quarterback. He put a hit on Goff a few times, still 0 sacks. So, and we're talking about a beat-up offensive line. I mean, a guy came in from like Joe Blow High School during the game, 0 sacks. So that's frustrating as hell, man. Like, I mean, that's you're not giving. And all that being said, the defense did damn good. Like, that was damn good. I mean, the offense had a string. Let me just run through this real quick.
Man, it could have been way worse.
Right. So here's the offensive possessions here: punt, field goal, punt, end of half, missed field goal. Which, by the way, that play, that 3rd and 6 before that missed field goal, you going to run it then? Like, dude.
Yeah,
like,
those were some weird calls.
It seemed like a give up play at that point. Like, anyway, missed field goal, punt, turnover on downs. Field goal, fumble. So, and you had like, I don't know how many straight 3 and outs that you did. So you're putting your defense in a bad spot all game long, and for the most part, outside of a blown coverage by Richie Grant, who should never be covering a deep third. I thought that was Jesse's job. You don't want to see Richie back there. I thought that was that was a known thing. But anyway, he got torched by Sam Laporta. Which, shout out to Chris. Chris on Thursday show said Sam Laporta was actually one of his offensive threats, and yeah, that proved to be true. And then Troy was flying around hitting people. Unfortunately, he went out injured. They said he left the locker room today with his arm in a sling, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. That sucks. It's not what you want to hear. Caden Ellis had a big game, which again, I think he needs to be rushing the passer more. Grady looked good in the 4th. Onyemata had a good day. And Jesse Bates with another interception, at the end of the game. So the defense, my prediction was 27-20. Well, I got the 20 right. I got the Lions 20 right. I did not get the 6. And unfortunately, I didn't call that one.
I thought the defense played exceptionally well, because it could have been way worse. But we struggle with tight ends, man. We really struggle with tight ends. That's something we need to get on immediately. And shout out to AJ Terrell, man, because he was coming up, stuffing the run on a few plays. Just amazing tackling cornerback, man. Just not scared. He looked, when they say his size, it just don't look like it. He looked like he my size.
Yeah.
So, but I'd be like, man, that dude is just tough. He come up every time we need him in, lay the wood. So shout out to him. But we were struggling with those tight ends, man. He was torching us. It was nothing we could do. It was no answer for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you look back to
they was moving the ball on us at will. And it was like when they just kept getting first down after first down. And just like John said, when you go like back to back, like 3 and outs, you exhausting your defense. That's all you're doing, is you putting them at a disadvantage because they just sat down, just grabbed the Gatorade, just got the first sip, and you like, yeah, go back on. And they want to say, God, you know what I'm saying? But they just go back on. But we got to do better, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if you look at what we talked about on Thursday, like if you look at what I wrote down, see what I said, or we said, to win, our keys for us to win was run long, sustained drives. This is what I said, end them with touchdowns. Well, obviously, that didn't happen. Get pressure on Goff early. Can't wait till the 4th quarter. We got pressure on Goff, but when we didn't, and he had time, he could, that's what we said. He'll pick you apart. If you give him time, he's going to pick you apart when some of those receivers. Needed to be strong against the run. I thought we were pretty good against the run. Gibbs didn't have any kind of crazy runs today. Take advantage of the Lions' injuries. Didn't do that at all. OLine has to protect better. No, that clearly didn't happen. And we need an offense needed to keep taking steps forward and getting going faster. So none of those keys that we really talked about really came.
My problem with what you just read was the show we did with Chris was what I was saying was it would be coaching to not take advantage of the other team's hurt players was coaching. Like, how can you not pick on the weakness? Like Bill Belichick would have picked on the weakness. Like, it just seemed like he didn't make no adjustment he played a regular game plan. Like, dog, you can't do that, dog. If it's a backup cornerback, go at the backup cornerback. If it's a backup wide receiver, like, Arthur Smith should have done that. I said it would be coaching, and I feel like he failed us.
Yeah, I mean, he told Christina Pink, I think at halftime, right, that we're going to be just fine. You know, we're going to be, we'll get it right now. You didn't get it right today, buddy. Afraid not. Okay, we have not spoken to the chat this entire time.
Morgan, man.
What's up? Stacey said, going to sleep by the time this starts. Hope you have a great show. Appreciate it, buddy. Hate the Falcons lost. Defense definitely kept us in the game. Yep, O-line needs some work, and Desmond is not the problem. He's not the problem. He's got, but you know, he's part of it. I mean, like we can't no, hell no. There's plenty of blame to throw at the game. I mean, it's the whole offense, man, was just not good.
Berto said, man, that was tough, but important for this coaching staff to go back to the drawing board and get better plays dialed up. Yep.
And make sure y'all go back and watch. Y'all didn't see it earlier. Berto and Smitty had John Abraham on talking about the game, and awesome show with those guys earlier. So then James, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Carrie, what's going on?
Carrie, what's up? She says, hey, John and Mike. Sucks we lost today. Disappointing. We are 2-1. Time to move on. There was crazy games today. Did y'all see the Aints blow a 17-point fourth-quarter lead? I loved it, Curry. Panthers lost just now. That was all good for us.
Yeah. I was watching the Red Zone channel, and I was keeping an eye on that Saints game all day. And didn't look good early, but Derek Carr went down. They hit him pretty good. I think he's got a shoulder injury of some sort. Jameis Winston came in, and they didn't do anything after that. So, Kerry said need the Bucs to lose tomorrow too. Yep, move on and beat the Jags next week.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah, this was crazy. Dolphins hit 70 today. It was nuts. Yeah. It must be they hit 70. Yeah, I don't know where you saw 49, but
they got 70. Damn.
They went nuts. Yeah. And William Mamie said David Grohl have to go, man. Tired of this offense starting slow in the first half of the game. Yeah. And I don't know how much, like I said, I mean, Arthur calls the plays. I mean, Dave, I think he helps coordinate stuff as far as, you know, during the week, you know, you game planning, stuff like that but Arthur's calling all the plays. So, I mean, we've talked about it on other shows and like, I think Smitty and Berto, we've all talked about it. It's not, Arthur would have to kind of just suck it up, but like reach out to someone whenever, you know, maybe after the season, but get a passing game coordinator in here or something. Like, you know, admit that, you know, because our boy Ev Glaze on Twitter, you know, he said earlier today, he said, you know, one main criticism of Dan Quinn was he needed to let go of the defense and let somebody come in there and take control instead of trying to do the head coaching. And really, he didn't. And it ended up costing him his job ultimately. Don't want to see the same thing happen to Arthur. And I mean, Arthur can call plays. He can scheme up a run game like a son of a bitch, but not the whole thing. We still haven't seen the pass game yet. That's the thing. Like, until you show us that, then, and you know, when you're winning, you don't, okay, great, we can run the ball, whatever. So, but when a team exposes you a little bit for what you can't do, well, then you got to come back. That's why this week is so important. This week of practice going into the Jags game, like they've got to make some adjustments going in, knowing damn well the Jags are come out next week and go, okay, well, we know what to do now. So that, you know, I kind of agree with that.
See, man, that was kind of why it was disturbing, because we all thought like you got it in the repertoire, like you said, you had it in there. So we know we got Bijan and all, and we know we've been running, but we did assume that dog, if we need to win by 5-6 yard 1,000 cuts, we can do that. We all assume we could do that. And then today the Lions was like, well, you're gonna have to do that. and we failed. And I think all of us was like with our mouth open, like, hold on, I thought we could do this with it's Kyle Pitts and Drake London and the coaching and Bijan. We thought we could get 5-6, 5-6, 5-6 when we was going 3-0. I was like, hey dog, like this confusing. I don't even know what I'm looking at because we got so many weapons. I was arrogant to the point. We 2-0. I'm thinking about going 3-0. I'm not thinking about getting. We got dominated. Like we didn't lose the game. We got punished today.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm depressed. Like I'm gonna have to use some drugs. I blame the Falcons. Don't say it was my decision.
It was 13-3, and it felt like it was 35-3. You know,
Yeah.
at one point,
Yep.
you know, because it was just like they had. I mean, just I don't know. This is what it felt like. But yeah, what William Amy says here, you need to get better on third downs. Both teams was 4 for 14 on third down, which is not good. Great for our defense though. So, I mean, with you know stopping them, like I said, I mean, you know, even with the defense, I mean, they put 358 on us. You know, 243 passing, 115 through on the ground. We had 44 yards rushing, man. If you're a rushing squad and you can't even, I mean, 44. And I did write down one good, man. Still, Tyler Algier, dude. Like that man does not want to. Like it's like he's allergic to. Like if he hits the turf, like he's you know like he's going like something's going to happen to him. Like he had 4 guys one time on him. He still didn't go down. And then that one run he had, just throwing people off of him, running over folks. He's fun to watch, dude. But that was about the only bright spot, to be honest with you, the offense. Yeah, I mean, and you look at the penalties. We were pretty, dude. 4 for 24. They had 10 for 119 yards. You know, I mean, like all this, like stuff you want to take advantage of, man. That we just.
I mean, hey dog, I'm gonna be honest. What's really bothering me, the main thing out of that game was I was fired up at the offensive line. Was probably the third thing. I was fired up at Desmond Ridder. Was probably the second. But man, for my coach to know it was injuries. It was like an injury riddled team. And for you not to game plan to take strategic advantage of that, dog, like, and I don't know how to do it. I am not the smartest man in the room, but I know I'm supposed to do it. I'm gonna call somebody to do it. So I'm like, dog, for you to not take no advantage, point to an advantage of where he picked on that position with a back, like he wasn't doing none of it. It's like he didn't adjust the game plan. That was poor coaching. And that was the number one thing. That dude, man, I'm gonna be honest, him and Desmond Ridder are the same to me. Because at the peak of their performance, I've seen them be very competent. But I've never been like, oh, look at Arthur Smith's coaching. It's mind-blowing. It's out of your Falcon mind. He should never be a guest on this show. He ain't out of his Falcon mind yet. And Desmond neither. He's played very competent. He hasn't wowed me yet. Wow me. I want to be wowed, man. I just want to feel wild. Just Arthur Smith just be like, damn, my coach coached or my quarterback. Because right now, it's just Mikey in the house crying, shedding a tear.
Well, and exactly. And Jeremy Lyles said Ridder was bad, but it's also only his 7th NFL. Yeah, right. And the O-line was awful. The play call, everything was awful.
So he said the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, right. And if we're going to rank it, I mean, for me, the offensive line's the number one. Period. Yeah. I mean, the play calling, but I mean, the coaching, play calling, game plan, whatever you want to call it, could be right there. But look, folks, and I'm not taking it to college, but like everybody was on Shedeur Sanders, and maybe they still are. Yeah. I love Shedeur Sanders, man, a talented guy. I love Dion. I was rooting like hell for him to win that Oregon game, but I didn't think that was going to happen because Oregon's just a better team, and they got stomped. Shedeur was pressured the entire game. He didn't have a good game. Why? Because he was pressured the entire game. Like that's any quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Like to me, it starts with the offensive line, man. If you got to pass protect. I mean, you can't just expect the dude to just fire darts when he's got a second and a half and guys to get into their routes. You know, however Art has schemed them, you know, which again hasn't been great. You know, I mean, you got to be able to do that. You know, so for me, it starts there. That's
dog. He was having to throw the ball prior to the person even coming out of their break. Sometimes, like he would have to just throw it to where he thought that you might be. He only had a second. He was like, I guess he's gonna end up over there. And it looked like a bad pass. If you just watching at home, you would say, what the fuck is he? But you got to realize, like John said, dog, it's like you can critique him and you can be angry when he got time and he mess up. You like, what are you doing? But you gotta be real and you gotta be honest and say most of the time that man is running for his life.
Yeah.
Every play is running for his life. That's
Yeah. And
ridiculous, man.
yeah. And unfortunately for him, man, that 4th and 5 near the end of the game, he just threw a terrible ball to
Yeah,
Drake.
yeah, yep.
Terrible. Wasn't even in the look. I mean, close to where it should have
He was
been.
fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, no, the one that was 4th and 5, we had him wide open. Like he was like,
Oh man,
I
yeah.
mean, just a good ball. That's complete, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the first down, and we keep the
Mm-hmm.
drive going. But he, I mean, sailed it. I mean, it was
Yep.
not even close. So I mean, like I said, it was just a bad day all around. That's when And then Koo misses a kick early in the game. It's like, man, you just know, like it's just
Yeah.
not going our way. Anthony, what's up, man?
And what up?
Kenny, what's
Kenny,
going
what
on,
up?
dude?
Kenny
He
said,
said,
"What's up, my guys? A tough loss. I totally agree with you, Big John. In 3 games, we have not protected our QB enough to do anything. That's one thing we need to improve on going forward, in my opinion. Yep.
yeah, 100%.
Hey, I just want to say something I always respected. Like, when Tom Brady would get hit in the game, just say he felt like he got hit too much in the game. It was something about him yelling at that line, like they knew, like the number one important thing was we cannot allow that to happen again. So
Hmm.
it was like the number one important thing in the stadium to protect Tom Brady. And I think that need to be here, like that to just let people go by you and have your quarterback getting hit like that is this is sad, man, bro. This remind me of the year Matt Ryan just kept going down.
Yeah, yeah.
Berto said that's the issue, John. There's going to be more tape out on Desmond that will force more pressure to run game. Yep. Team's not going to respect our pass offense anytime soon. Yep.
Why would you? Like I would completely sell out. I would sell
Yep.
out to stop the run. I'd bring pressure all day long. I mean, and that's if they did, hey, if they beat you, all right, and that'd be my thinking about it. That'd be the best opportunity to go in there and win the game.
Mm.
So it's going to have to be on them to figure it out, man. Yeah, it was embarrassing, dude. Jeremy said Kyle Pitts isn't playing with any effort either. I didn't know on that first
Kyle
deep
was
ball.
hurt, I think.
I mean, it was weird. Like on that first deep ball, it looked like, I mean, obviously he was wide open. I mean, he would have had him for a touchdown. I couldn't tell if he pulled up, and I know the announcers were saying it looked like he had pulled
He
up,
looked like he was hurt.
but then he came back in the game. So I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
man. And James, the passing coordinator, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
Padre,
agree.
what's good, dude?
Padre adding
Said,
those, yeah, it's going to save his job. Yep. You
yep,
don't
he
really
said that.
know it. But let me tell you how I feel like about Arthur Smith. I feel like his passing game mind is only in tandem with the running game. Like I'm gonna do that primary, and then the extent of his passing is how it complements the run game. And I think we need a passing specialist sometimes. So if we have to pass, if that got to be the main thing, we can go because he seemed to be stuck when we got to do that. Like he
Yeah.
couldn't think of nothing pass. It was weird. It was bad coaching.
If you look at like Shanahan and Mike McDaniel and LaFleur and stuff like that to an extent, like they're all from Shanahan's, Daddy Shanahan's coaching tree, right? So they're looking at that, trying to find spacing and trying to get the right spacing and getting guys open. That's been terrible for us. I mean, that's not been something that we've been good at doing, and that's something that's got to improve too. The Nerd King said, I saw someone say play Heineke on the road and Ritter home. That's completely dumb as shit. I don't know why you cannot do
can't
that with a quarterback, man. I
swap
mean, I don't know.
quarterbacks. You can't.
No.
It ain't like running back. Jeremy says, I don't understand anyone that is calling for Heineke. He's a known commodity. He certainly isn't getting his team to a deep playoff run. Don't sleep on Taylor, man. Taylor, that dude.
No, I think
But
folks.
here's what I'm saying. But you got to be fair. Like I love Taylor. Like Taylor was my favorite guy that we brought over here. But I was telling my brother when we was watching the game, he was like, "Dog, this dude trash. Like you got to stick in Taylor." And I was like, "You cannot do that so early in the season. You can't. You got to let somebody play through their
No.
struggles. You got to let somebody see if they can bring the team back. You have to see if they catch on. You have to see if the line mesh. You got to stay the course. So those people, you got to go at least 6 games to see if somebody just shit in the bed, but you can't 4 games, 5. You cannot do that. When you pick a quarterback, you got to let him go at least 6 games. Now, if he just totally can't do the job, then you pull him. But you can't go after 2 or 3 when you can't do that. That's jumping.
Bro.
It's a quarterback. It's a commitment. It's like a marriage. You got to hang in there at least a little while before you go get a divorce. That's how I feel. So hang in there, man. Just, hey, y'all never know. For all our frustrations with him, his like next 3 games, he might catch on, and then you see some fluid motion. But so you can't do that. Give him at least 6 games. Be fair.
I mean, we let Marcus play 12, right?
Yeah,
That was going nowhere.
yeah.
But I mean, but look, that's the thing is like you're not going to see a whole lot when you have really had 3 games with this group of folks. Like, let's not include the last 4 games of last season because it was a completely different offense, basically. As far as the playmakers and running backs and whatever, mostly the same offensive line outside the left guard. But you could say they've regressed if you wanted to. I mean, so far 3 games in the season, that's a fair statement. That you can say that they've regressed. I think folks with Taylor, they look at they think about some of those games, like the comeback against Brady. They think of the high, and then you don't think of those games where he like threw 4 picks. You know what I mean? And looked like he didn't know what he was doing. Like
he Brett Favre it. He Brett Favre, dog.
He definitely got that in him. That's for sure. Yeah. Just go out there and sling it. And there's yeah. I mean, and so that's the part that I don't think Taylor's going to take us in a deep playoff run either. And people forget, I think sometimes it gets lost that Arthur, Terry, picking like whoever your quarterback is, that's kind of a direct link to your job safety because that guy is going to control so much of it's like of your success, right? So, I mean, if they had the confidence that Ritter was the guy, or if they didn't have the confidence he was going to be that, I would think they would have went out and tried to make a play for another quarterback. They would have maybe shot their shot at Lance, or went out and tried to trade up to get a quarterback in the draft, or tried to go out and get who name whatever guy you want to name. If they didn't think that Ritter was competent enough to be good in this offense, they would have made a change. So everything we've heard is they're all extremely confident. The players today, they're extremely confident in him. That's not going to, it's just chalk it up to a bad day. And I'm totally fine if you want to say chalk it up to a bad day and just, scrap it. Hopefully next week looks better. All right. Look, our 2016 Super Bowl season, I remember losing 38-0 to the Panthers. And we were rolling and we lost 38-0. And folks were like, what just happened? This was a Shanahan's offense and what, just going crazy that we just got shut out. Shit happens. It's bad days. I mean, it can just be that. It can be as simple as that. Obviously, it looks more than that just because of how the game went down, just from what we saw on the field. But I mean, Anthony Wright said the O-line and play caller has been worse than Ritter. That's it. That's it, man. That's you're not helping your young QB out at all if you're going to give him a bad pass protecting line and then not set him up for success with some of the play calling, man.
You need to read your progression. They were going to come from the Chicago Bears. So, see, here's my only problem with the Desmond Ritter thing is that what John said is true, and that's why I have the issue, because I'm like, okay, we didn't pursue nobody, y'all. That made me feel so confident in them, because I'm like, if we're not going to get somebody, then y'all banking the season on the 3rd rounder. Y'all know something I don't know. Like, y'all know something I don't know. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm excited. And like I said, he played all right last season, so I'm cool. But then the playbook speaks of, like, if I was the quarterback and you was like, young, just don't fuck it up, Mike. Just don't fuck it up. Just don't. Young, we got your Bijan and Tyler, Mike. Just don't fuck it up. Like, I'm going to let you throw 5 yards, 6 yards here. I'm going to let you throw, but just don't do nothing crazy. It's like, dog, if that's your choice, he should have the same playbook as the quarterbacks around the league. It should be some deep strikes, some intermediate, some man, we don't do nothing. We got the most boring passing game in the league. He be like 7 for 11 for like 28 yards. I'll be like, dog, if you watch his stat line, he be like 7 for 11 for like 44 yards. You're like, dog, this is trash. And just like you said, when we dependent on it, Dog, he shared the same playbook as everybody else if you got that much faith in him.
Yeah.
Take the
Yeah, that's
training
it.
wheels off, man. We deep in the season now. We not deep, but it's three
First
games
quarter.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 games gone, man.
Almost
It
the
should
first
be
quarter.
no training wheels, or you can't do the job.
Dude already said 3 of the top 10 offensive draft picks. Yeah. No, 3 top 10 offensive draft. Yeah. AS is caught up in draft politics. I mean, one thing we're glaringly missing is that Aiden Hutchinson type of pass rusher, right? And we knew
Yeah,
that. I mean, like, there's not that guy that's going to consistently cause problems and wreck a game,
but
And I
I
mean, that's
but I will say this. I gotta admit, I don't like. I'm gonna be honest, y'all, and I know this is the most childish thing I'll ever say on here. I have a problem liking Saints players who we bring over, no matter how good they are. Like, no matter, I always be like, right? But Caden Ellis is good. I am a fan.
Mhm.
Today, all my hate went away. Man, when he picked
10
that man
tackles
up off
today.
his feet,
Yeah, man.
I said, hold on now. He picked that man up off his feet. But Caden Ellis is a superstar, dog.
Yeah,
He
10.
is good. He is good. And I'm gonna tell you who else I didn't like. I just never said nothing on the podcast. I never liked Drake London. I never liked him. I always thought, dog, you get no separation. You're tall and slow. Drake London is very good. Drake London can make like any disputed catch. Oh, he can make any disputed catch. You
Yeah.
could be on his back. Like, he is the greatest I've when a dispute. Oh, he winning it. Oh my, that's like a basketball player. That dude never dropped the ball. It don't matter what you do. You could be on his shoulder, dog. He could be getting attacked by a grizzly bear. Drake London is catching that ball, dog. And
Yeah.
Drake London, a dog. He hasn't had that play where I felt like he just caught it and then he smoked everybody. So it's not as exciting. But Drake London is like Tony Gonzalez as a wide receiver. It's
Yeah,
not like you not he gonna body you out and catch that ball. So Caden Ellis and Drake London, I'm gonna stop hating on it. Those guys are really good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, and he, that's why Drake gets that Mike Evans comparison, that's
Yes,
similar type guys,
that's
I mean, not
amazing, dog.
right. And then, I mean, he had, talk about Caden, he had 10 total tackles today, obviously that tackle for loss. And on the other side, one of the defensive guys that was one of my defensive threats was Brian Branch. Well,
Oh
he
man.
he he showed out today, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, 11 solo tackles, led their team. I mean, in the backfield, made a hell of a tackle on Bijan.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's a special guy, man. Chris Walker said Detroit is a team on the rise. They are, and the Falcons need to improve the pass blocking. Yeah, that's going to be just a common theme, man, all week long. Maybe some Richie Grant need to be benched, man. It seems like he can't read what offenses are doing. And I tell you what, man, I've been the biggest Richie Grant fan, but these last 2 weeks is shaking me a little bit, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
shaking my confidence a little bit because, that blown coverage today, and he'll come up and hit you, But I mean, I don't know, man. The coverage is a little, and then William said that was just a great job to cover tight ends. Yeah, not just exactly, dude. That not shouldn't have been the case. What happened there? If that's the case, man, put Trey Flowers out there. Let him do it. He plays
Mm-hmm.
safety. I mean, he's a big guy. He can cover. I think he can cover tight ends. He can definitely cover him better than he can wide receivers. Liam, what's up, buddy?
Liam, buddy.
I think he's playing some
Larry,
PlayStation.
what
So,
up?
hey, Larry, what's going on, dude?
Dixon Wave.
Good to see you, man. And William said we need to win next week for sure. Yeah, dude. I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. But like I said, 2-2. I'm not going to freak out if we're 2-2. I mean, it'll suck. I'd rather be 3-1. But again, Jaguars are a good team, so I don't care if they lost to Houston today. Obviously, it looks like Houston's got a quarterback in C.J. Stroud. That man could throw the ball, which some people knew already, and he's proven it, man. Let's see. Dixon Way said, I guess I was the only one to come over at least the Braves one. Yeah, at least, buddy. At least, man. He said, this is just for week 3 guys. I know the loss sucks, but got to stay positive. Yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning of the show, man. Like I said, this week 3. We're not going to sit here and say the season's over by any measure because it's not. It's clearly not. We're just, like I said, we're going to critique things when things don't go well because that's, again, if we come on the show and just say well, shucks, on the next week. It's a boring ass show, man. Nobody wants to hear that. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff that went wrong and what we hope they can get better, man. William said Arthur Smith's just stubborn, man. Got to make some changes sooner than later. He is stubborn. There's no doubt about that. He's a very stubborn guy. But so you just got to see him make some. And this is it, man. Larry said Bijan better not only get 10 touches running the ball again in his career. What the hell? Well, you got
Mm-hmm.
to feed the man. Let him get. I don't. Like I said, I don't care if they're stacking the box, man. Like that's what if that's your game is to run the ball, and you got big
Mm-hmm.
maulers up front, then let them go maul. Let them go do their
Especially
thing.
if you try to throw it and it's not working. If you tried it and you're struggling, well, go back to what you do. Don't keep doing what's not working again and again and again and with no adjustment. Don't come on, Arthur Smith. The
Yep,
pass game is ranked 29. I don't man, it
it's
should
easy to
be
see.
NA. It shouldn't even say 29. It should say like no, like I don't even know that we qualify. Me and Red Machine said, thanks for coming on tonight. Very consoling after this loss. Offense was so hard to
Oh,
watch. Felt bad for the defense. I'm gonna tell you, I have nothing bad about it to say about the defense. I felt like they gave the offense every available opportunity to be successful today. That they try to give them we get the ball back, we get the ball back. And
yep.
Jared Goff is good. Man, they could have put some points on us. Our defense really did well. He said, "What y'all think about this trending comment about Smith handing over or finding an OC to run the offense?" I think, yeah, that's glaring to everyone today because he just couldn't. It was play calling, man, and especially again when you know they getting in the second, start calling quicker throws, like more efficient throws. Like you didn't switch nothing up, no adjustment. You kept calling the same dumb shit that wasn't working.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's so hands on with the offense. Like that's his thing. That's his thing. This
Mm-hmm.
whole like how this offense has been put together, the players that we have. That's him. That's who he wanted to run his scheme. So I mean, I would love to see it. I would love not necessarily him just give up everything, but have at least have, like I said, whether it's a passing game coordinator or some other voice just in the room that's just not
Mm-hmm.
Dave Vergone. That's
Mm-hmm.
just in the room saying, well, how about, here's, how about this route tree instead of like what you got going on here? Just something else to throw at him. And look, we're not in the coaching rooms. He may already have that. Maybe it is Dave Vergone. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's Matt Schaub. Who knows? Maybe somebody's in there saying,
Matt Ryan.
shit. I mean,
Call Matt Ryan.
yeah. I mean, it's just, I'm throwing out last year because of Marcus and whatnot, but when you say you got the squad that you want, then you got to start kind of piecing together. And again, 3 games in, I'm not freaking out, but you're gonna have to start seeing it improve for sure. Because like I
Mm-hmm.
said, this is the first time a team just threw down the gauntlet like Detroit did and said, "All right, go beat us and go beat us in the air. We
Mm-hmm.
want to see you do it." And obviously, that wasn't going to happen. So now they got to respond to that. So we'll see what they're made of when they come back next week. Oh yeah, DXMA said the OLine got dominated today. Yep. Also, we still can't generate a pass rush. Yeah, I know it's frustrating, dude. So McGarry stealing money in pass protection.
Mm-hmm.
Center was Dahlman was getting bullied too, man. Chris, why can't McGarry pay? I don't know, dude. Like I said last week on our last show, I think he's just topped out, man. I mean, he hasn't gotten any better in pass pro. If it is, it's
No better, no
marginally,
improvement.
like marginally. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't. Yeah, I don't even going to go on into it again. But yeah, Dixon might say if we have a losing season, nothing can save AS's job. We extended Dan Quinn a season just because he gave up the DC job and he was gone in a year. AS was hired for being an OC. Yeah, he's useless if not.
Man, I'm gonna be
It
honest. Like I have no mercy on you if you tank this with your groceries.
yeah,
You
right.
with your groceries. Nah, so like I said, man, if I give you some spam, some oodles and noodles, and a banana and some cinnamon, like I can't expect but so much. But if you go grocery shopping and you make the list and you get everything and it's still nasty, nah, dog, you gotta go as the chef. You can't be the chef. And I'm gonna be honest, that's why I think I'm frustrated with him the most. Because I'm like, dog, you got everything, you have every available like thing to scheme. It don't matter what somebody good at, he could switch it and do something else. We have so many weapons. It don't matter if they take away this, we could switch it to this. For you to not be like able to do that is your mental limitation.
Yeah, and then we said in the preseason, how the biggest question for us we were really talking about the defense, but honestly it goes to both sides of the ball. As we were worried about how long is it going to take for the team to gel, whether it's on defense, whether it's on offense? And we said last week, it looks like the defense is gelling a hell of a lot quicker than the offense, which is fine. It's great. We at least one side is like kind of got, really getting it together. The offense obviously is taking longer, and that's just, it is what it is. Now we may be singing a different tune by week 7, 8. I hope we are. I hope it's just, we turn it around. And there's, like the Nerd King says here, my thing is there's a whole lot of football left in the year. Exactly right. There's 14 games left.
Oh, we still got it. Don't get down.
Dude. No, dude. I picked them to go 12-5. I think Mike picked them to go 13-4 or something like that, or I don't remember what you picked. Other than, I know 17-0.
Oh, 17-0. Yeah, I'm saying, I'm gonna say 17-0. I'm gonna say 16-1.
There you go.
I just can't. So
nobody.
Man, I think that we might lose. Like I said, it depends on if something click. Here's how I feel, and that's why you can't really chill with the Falcons. If they stay like this, it might be bad to where it's like we lose against good teams and we beat the teams we should beat. But if they click, we can beat anybody. So you're really saying like a team who could be great or a team who could be very average. So you really don't have, because you don't know. It's sometimes where we feel like, man, can't nobody stop Bijan and Tyler at the same time. Can't nobody stop us. And then like today, we like, probably anybody could stop us if they make us throw. So that's like I said. So I don't know how I feel. I told you I'm gonna need drugs after this. Like they play with my emotions and my sanity and my psyche. I don't know how I feel. Because I feel like I got an amazing team who look very shitty today. So I don't even know. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, they beat a good Packers team last week. And I know, and like folks will say should have been there were 2 interceptions. I know, but it didn't happen. And that's the way it goes sometimes. It's football, but we won the game. So I mean, we beat a good Packers team. You just got outplayed today, man. You got outcoached. You got outplayed on both. Well, not both. I mean, defense, like I said, played well, but on offense, you definitely got your ass handed to you. Kenny said, "Money Mike, you're right on. I'm about to take my coming back as number one. The most disappointing thing is we couldn't take advantage of the team's weaknesses. That is all coaching. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so I have so many questions for this team. The play calling. What is going on with Pitts? Kyle was hurt. He was limping. Is he playing hurt or playing unhappy? Oh, Curry starting. Literally jogging and not committing to his routes. AK-47. AK-17. Feed Bijan. Yeah.
All valid. I didn't know. I didn't check to see. I know PFF didn't have it yet, how many snaps that AK was out there, but it wasn't very many that I could tell. Like I said, man, I might do like a Wednesday show after I review this all 22, just to get it off my chest and talk about it. We'll see. I might need another day, man.
It's like therapy. Hey, young. Hey, I'm not even being funny, y'all. I'm really sad. Like, young, this shit, I be trying to shake it off like, dog, it's just football. I'm not on the team. But, dog, when they frustrate me like this, it really is frustrating. Because I'm like, man, to have this talent, like, if we not supposed to win, then I don't get but so excited. Because I'm like, well, we got a shitty team. But when I know we got the talent and we losing, it become a whole nother thing. It's just fun. And I know we can't expect to win every game, but to get dominated like that it was embarrassing. Like we embarrassed ourselves. We missing field goals. Dog, we can't even block, but they get multiple sacks. It's people wide open, and the quarterback, he just overthrowing it.
Bad day, man.
The coach making bonehead calls. Bruh, and those fans was in it. Shout out to those fans because they made it very difficult for us today.
Damn right, they were loud, man. You always hear the expression like, "Yeah, just throw the film away." Like I was thinking about that like halfway through the game, or like in the third quarter, but you can't really throw this film away because it's like, no, you still need this to show like exactly where you sucked on this one. Like you need to show like you still got some stuff to figure out. Jeremy said, Ritter should almost never have 38 attempts in a game. Nope. Especially when we were down 10 points or less for like 3 quarters, establish the run and establish it early. Sisser, man, I could not say it any better. He said Terry should be on the phone trying to find some O-line.
That's what I feel like.
Absolutely, dude. At this point,
Yeah.
man, put in Tyler Vrabel. I don't even
Yeah.
honestly, like, I don't know how you're gonna be that much worse. Maybe you can be, but
Mm-hmm.
damn. Um, I don't know. Maybe you can just bring him in for passing plays. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that'd
It'll
be
be a
too
dead
obvious, though.
giveaway, but that
Be
yeah.
too damn obvious. Yeah, I know.
Trey said
Uh,
I was running out of characters, but I meant why is AK-17 not playing that much? Yeah, Scotty Miller too. Yeah.
it doesn't matter because they can't get anybody the ball anyways. If he's out there.
Larry said I
These
got more to say, but yeah. Do we have the OC that isn't calling one play in the game? Arthur Smith won it. London, Pitts, Ritter, Bijan, and Tyler still don't know how to use them consistently. That's the shit that's why I feel mad. Because he just named, you see all them players he just rattled off. You went and got all them. You got all these big wide receivers, 4 3rd and 4, 4 those short 5 yard, and you still can't get it done. You got Kyle Pitts, you can't get 5 yards. You got
well,
Bijan, you can't get it. Tyler, you got every available weapon, and you struggling, dog. It's you. If it smelled like a fart everywhere you go, it's you. You did it.
that's right. Yeah, Demond said, yeah, but Pitts caught the most passes. Yeah, he had
He did.
9 targets and 5 catches for 41 yards. Like Mike said, you can have these the 11 for 17 for 28 yards. Curious that I have to watch the post game press conference to see anyone ask about Pitts is injured because, yeah, right. Yeah, another reason I want to watch the 22 for sure. And she said, yeah, Koo has missed a field goal and extra point 3 games in. Get it, not ideal, but no player is perfect.
No,
Exactly. He
we
won us
are
so
not
many games.
replacing.
Pro Bowl kicker, absolutely not. No need to
Yeah,
replace him.
he's one of the
No,
best kickers in football. Like, y'all are insane. Curry said just
no.
insane to me on Twitter. People are saying we need to replace Koo. I'm gonna tell you something. That's y'all talking nonsense now. Like, that's one of the best kickers in football. Just, you know, I got more faith in him than anyone else on the team that's struggling right now. Honest to God.
Yeah, he'll get it together. Yeah, he'll get it together, man.
Yeah, because I know
Um,
he gonna get it together.
Yeah, and Chris has a good year. Time to regroup and bounce back next week. Hope Coach Smith and company can make adjustments to get back on track. Yeah, I mean, so we'll wait and see, man. I mean, it's
And
going to be.
and I just want to say this. I think y'all got to understand that, it's some frustrations and some hiccups, but you expect to see that in the first 3 weeks. I think that we got a little spoiled, and Bijan broke some things and some people dropped some interceptions. You know what I'm saying? But you expect to see some little problems in the first. It is technically the preseason. It's going to be sloppy. You want that the line has to gel, the timing got to gel, the routes got to gel. So try to give everybody a pass who you mad at. And I'm not saying you didn't see what you saw, but try to just give it to this week 3. We going to London, Brav. And we're gonna kick some ass, Brav. Have a proper widow. Yeah. So we're gonna go over to London and win. Just stay positive, man. But by next week, if it's consistent problems, then I'll be right there to stomp them with you. But I say we don't stomp them just yet.
Yeah, I mean, when you get beat like this, you want to see obviously adjustments made. You want to see him bounce back, and like if you see that, okay, great. You don't want to see him making the same mistakes again. You want to see some progression from all the spots where you have weaknesses on. So obviously, again, next week we're gonna hope the pass protection's better. We're gonna hope that we're running the ball more because again, that's kind of what we do. Defensively, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep bringing the heat. Keep, get more pressure if possible. Try to actually get to the quarterback instead of they're doing a good job of not breaking. Like they're bending but not breaking. Ultimately, you give up 20 points with this offense, you would hope you win the game. That type of thing. And again, giving up 20, I thought was considering the amount of times they were behind the 8 ball because of the offensive incompetence. Yeah, they did a pretty damn good job.
And it was incompetence. Great word, buddy.
Yeah.
Chris Walker said we are still a much improved team, and I just want to see us play better. That's what I can't lose sight of. That defense played great. I thought Drake London still played great. I thought Tyler and Bijan still played great. Kyle Pitts still played great, and I thought he was hurt. So I think just mostly it was still great. It's just that the trio I said before, the offensive line, the coaching, and Desmond Ritter, and They gonna get it together. I got faith in them to get it together. Curry said something that is surprising me 3 games is how the defensive line has not gotten to the quarterback. I think everybody's mostly shocked by that. What's going on? Love had all the time. That was frustrating. Love had all the time. So did Golf.
Yeah.
Man, a quarterback could be very mediocre. And if you give him all the time in the world, he'll look exceptional. And a quarterback can be exceptional, but if you give him no time, he'll look very mediocre. Remember that.
Yeah. No, and then we did. Yeah, Kerry. I think they had a third string guard in. Yeah, he just came out from, like I said, like some
See, that's what
Division
I
three
said with
school
coaching.
or
You supposed to
something.
be attacking that.
I
You
mean,
supposed to be attacking that.
oh man, Pat DeMarco was great watching out there, freaking run over folks. It was great. But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, dude. And you look at overall, you look at some of the scores around the league. I was watching earlier in the show. Indy comes back, beats Baltimore in overtime. Freaking Cleveland whoops up on Tennessee. Did you see Deshaun Watson's backwards pass?
No, I didn't see
Dude,
that.
it was worse than Marcus's last year, dude. Like he was under pressure.
It was worse.
He was worse. He's going down. He throws it the wrong way. Like he throws it toward his own end zone. So you have to check
I'm
that
gonna
out.
tell you,
So,
I think you need to get benched when you make one of those, like at least for a game.
He came back
I'm
and had
not
a good.
being
No,
funny.
they
It's
still
no
won
excuse for it.
27-3. No, I know it was still stupid, but it was fun to watch. And then we always said Miami beat the hell out of Denver 70-20. Which, hey, screw Sean Payton. Good job for you, Miami. New England, man, 15-10 over the Jets. Jets still struggling with no quarterback. Buffalo 37-3 on Washington, and everybody was pumping up Sam Howell last few weeks. He got sacked like 9 times a day, I think it was. So again, all that quarterback protection thing. Houston, like I said, 37-17 over Jacksonville. Don't think and what sucks for us because that I hate going into a game where a team just got smacked. Now I know we just got smacked too, but you got 2 teams coming off bad losses next week, us and Jacksonville. So that's going to be it's gonna be interesting to say the least. It should be a fun game to watch.
And
Chargers.
Jacksonville is a team just like ours that got multiple weapons. It's just if they could put it together. But they got they got dangerous weapons over there in Jacksonville. It's just if their offense could put it together too. Same exact situation.
Yep. And Chargers finally won one against Minnesota. Minnesota 0-3, man. With Cousins and Justin Jefferson and all that.
Shout out to the Boat Bros.
That's right. They finally got their win there. The Bears 41-10 loss to that's all. That's a dumpster fire up there, man.
Yeah.
From top to bottom.
Yep.
It's not good. And Mama Cottrell's Cowboys lost 28-16 to the Cardinals. I know she's pissed.
She gotta be pissed. I'm telling you, man, that was a shock. I always thought their defense in fantasy. That even blew my mind.
Well, you never
know. Like that's Chris Berman saying that's why they play the games. You can never just be like, oh yeah, it's the NFL. It's the fairest sports there is. It's like the most parity there is, and that's why I love it because any team can beat any team on Sunday.
That's why I hate looking at the schedule and going like, oh, and early in the season, like, oh, that's a win, that's a loss.
You can't do that in the NFL.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you look at we have the second quote unquote easiest schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We have to play the Texans, which will be there by the way at that game. And we got to play the Cardinals, which all of a sudden now they don't seem like the easiest of tasks to go out there and beat those teams. So, it's. I mean, that's why the league is great, man. That's why the league is so popular. Is like you said, the parity. It's like you never know from week to week.
You never know.
That's what's going to happen. So you just gotta hope that your squad can do what it needs to be done to make the adjustments. Kerry said, "Why couldn't we capitalize on that? How do we not sack Goff one time? He's not running. He's not a running QB, and he did score. Yeah, he scored a rushing TD today. Yeah, but the Lions, yeah. Don't. Hey, it's okay. It's all good to vent. We all vented today in our own way. So I mean, I sat there and punched the couch a few times. And
today was for some wine or weed or whatever your vice was. Today was for that. Today was but I'm gonna tell you why, man. Football, because it's not year round, it's so small time period. Like even when your team lose, it's awesome that other teams are playing because you love football, and so it's still awesome. You're like, oh, let me see the highlights. Like I can't wait to watch all the highlights tonight. Like. So it's still awesome to have football, but you always want your team to win.
And I think a thing that makes football and the same thing with college football too. the seasons are so short and relative
That's what
relative
make
to
you
other
appreciate it.
sports, and that's what makes folks hang, excuse me, so much on every game. So
Mm-hmm.
like when you lose a game, it's like, it's especially in college because of the way the college playoff system is, but even NFL, if you lose a game, some fans just jump off the deep end, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
because that's you only get 17 of them. In baseball, you got 162. So if you lose a game in May, it's not the end of the world. Hey,
Right.
like basketball, you got 82. Hockey, you
Mm-hmm.
got, I don't even know how many. Soccer, you have more. So it's like, yeah, every game means a lot, man. In the NFL, that's the thing. And so, like I said, dude, overall, tons of bad from the game. There's no way to sugarcoat it, man. There's not a good way to put any of it. The offense was bad. Play calling was bad. Ritter wasn't good. Ritter had no time when he did have time. He wasn't that great. Made a few, like I said, a
Mm-hmm.
few passes here and there. Offensive line has to get better. We got to get more pass rush. We got to get to the quarterback. Overall, though, defense has kept us in the game today. Could have been so much worse. So
Mm-hmm.
plenty to work on. We're 2-1. Again, Saints are 2-1. Panthers are 0-3. More than likely, the Bucks will be 2-1 tomorrow. So sun's going to come up. We're going to have a good week. We'll come back, go to London, hopefully get a win over there. So, or at least, like I said, if we go to London and play our asses off and lose by a field goal, like I just want to see, like I said, progression. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see similar to today, like which
Mm-hmm.
seems like the offense just has no rhythm, no anything. Like it just can't even operate.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's unacceptable. Like you got to be able to improve off of that. So as long as we go there and improve, even if we lose in a tight game, I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna come on here and be like, all right, well, we're 2-2. Now we have the Texans and we've got whatever else. So let's go out there and win those games. So
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. Chris said, I like seeing our defense playing better. Not many sacks, but getting pressure. Yep, getting interceptions, turnovers, and a huge improvement. Passing, huge. Just look, man. Just the
Mm-hmm.
aggression. Just the aggression alone that those guys
Mm-hmm.
show, and like the speed that
Just
they
the
play at.
turnovers alone.
The speed they play at, everything is like
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want to see, man. AS, I said, Demond said, future games with similar defensive schemes, AS should adjust, and Ritter will evolve. You hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the hope. Hey, Bull Bros stepping in.
Hey,
What's
Buck
going on,
Bros.
James?
I just said the Buck Bros. Bros
Congrats
know how
on
to
the
stop the
win,
run
buddy.
game for the Falcons that made Ritter try to win the game. Yep. That's what I don't like, man.
Yeah.
Because all they said was, I want to see if he can throw for 6 yards
But
repeatedly.
but you know what though, like that's the thing. Like if you didn't watch the game, like if you're a national person who just looked at the
Mm-hmm.
score, looked at the stat line, and go like, oh well, Ritter must be ass.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
but if you actually watch the game, and James, trust me, I know you're watching your game, and you probably didn't have a chance to even probably our game probably not even on, but you don't see that the offensive line
Mm-hmm.
was dog shit all day
Pass.
long. So
Mm-hmm.
like there's you only see part of it, and so it's just you it is what it is, man. You just have to move on from it. James, a roller coaster ride. Hey,
The
man,
Chargers are the
we
cardiac kids.
man, we're all y'all are Falcons West, and we are
Yeah,
Chargers East. It seems like, man, that's just how it goes. But man, Mike, you got anything else to add before we close this down, buddy?
I do, man. I just don't want to. I felt like every game this season, even though we did good, it was exciting. We would score touchdowns, and it was great. I always feel like it was a bit of luck, like it was a half court shot, like Bijan had it, then he broke one, or it was like the Kyle Pitts long throw. It was really a bad pass. It was behind, and like he turned around, but he caught it. I always feel like when we score, when we break a play, it's luck. Like it was a bad situation that we turned into a good one, and it just never looked like dominance or like it was supposed to be that. Like it was supposed to. We schemed them open, and it just don't look like that. So that's what I want to see from my team next week. Is just to look like what's happening is on purpose. Like just look like it is intentional. It looks smooth. It looked dominant. It just seemed like we throwing up half court shots, and we hit them sometimes. And we like, oh, yeah. And we run around. It's like, when you flip that bottle when they're trying to see if it's stand up straight. It's like we hit it sometimes and we all go, oh shit, oh we good. But then it's like, I I don't want that to be luck. I want it to be skill to an extent to where I know we can execute. I want to see like Ritter throw darts and be sharp and throw somebody open and make hard throws. And I want to see him throw a back shoulder throw. Like, I just want to see like deep shots that play action worked. I just want to see intelligence on the football field and it to look dominant instead of like luck. So that's all I hope. I hope it because it don't. It's very exciting, but I think because it looked like luck, I always been like, he did. Oh, it like tipped off his hand, but then we caught it. I want to dominate somebody. I want it to look like we're better than the other team, clearly.
So you're basically saying the pass game looks like luck, but the run game's obviously not. The run game look,
The run game looks great, but the passing game just look like whatever we do is luck. Like it just looked like it just looked like luck. That's the only way I can say it. It don't look like dominance. I want to dominate another team. And I'm not saying through the air like 350, but just all your throws was on point. We moved the ball running and throwing. He said balance, and this has not been balanced. He said we'll be moving forward, just a bump in our marriage to Falcons. We'll work it out. Thank you for that chat, guys. Yeah. But I do believe in my team. I do believe that these are just problems. I believe, man, if they had all that faith in Ritter, I feel like who am I to not have faith? So I'm gonna rock with him again. Still rocking with you, dog. And that offensive line, I'm not rocking with you. Y'all did this shit to Matt Ryan. I'm gonna punch one of y'all in the face. Come on, block.
100%. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, I'm with you, man. And what Damon said, I mean, I look, we've been in this marriage for a long time, so it's been a lot of bumps in the road, a lot of good, a lot of bad. Like I said, I can just ask you guys not to freak out over it. Like I said, a lot of bad today. We just talked about it. We went through all of it. But it's going to be hopefully improvement going forward. It's all we can do is hope, man. That's all we got. So we'll see next week what Arthur comes up with, and hopefully it's just better. Like Mike said, I don't think we're going to see a dominant passing game for quite. I don't know that I'd say quite some time, but maybe for a little bit, because it's going to take some obvious adjustments to get that rolling. I mean, it's, like I said, it starts up front. They got to figure that shit out. I mean, if you can't give him more time to throw, then this is going to be a problem. But other than that, man, I just want to see progression next week, man. Come out there and play the Jaguars hard. Hopefully get a win, and get to the passer. And damn it, stick to the run game until they prove they can't stop you. Please. We got Bijan, man. Like, let him go out there and do his thing. Like, make him prove they can. And Tyler, damn it, like, use him. I don't care if we go out there and run the ball 80% of the plays if it's going to win us the game. Do whatever we got to do to win the game, man. James said Falcons trade for Kirk Cousins. That would be huge. Let's go.
Hey, you crazy, James.
I don't know.
I'd rather have Taylor than Kirk Cousins.
I mean, he's clearly a better passer, which,
But you can't trust him in the big moment. He going to get us to the wild card and shit the bed, guaranteed.
Yeah.
I don't trust Kirk Cousins for nothing. He going to shit the bed every time when he get in a big moment. He is not built for that.
That's true. But, all right, guys. Well, thank y'all for coming by tonight in the chat. And
bro.
Even though, Travis said Arthur Smith messed up when he made Ritter the starter without any kind of competition. Rather than no one to push him. Hopefully things turn around. I don't know, man. I don't know that. I don't know. I think that they saw what they wanted to see last year, and they kind of was just with his offense. It seemed to me like if you don't make them like. He said last year, he kept saying, we'll put him in when he's ready because this offense is difficult to understand and all that stuff. So I just got to take him at his word, right? That's all we can do. So if it's that difficult to understand and you have to tell your guy he's the guy, you're going in like that. I think that's kind of why they did that. Like, that's so he has the confidence of knowing, like, I ain't got to worry about my job. I'm going to go in there and work. I think if he thought that he was the type of guy that was going to be lazy about it or take it for granted, then that might have been the case. He might have been like, no, we're not naming anybody yet. We're going to wait and, make sure you're being pushed. But I think he was confident enough in in Desmond's work ethic that he didn't think that'd be necessary, or the team didn't think that'd be necessary to do. So I was okay with that. I just think that, again, it's offensive line and Arthur's got to call a better passing game. He just does. It just boils down to that. And, and Ritter's got to hit those shots. Ritter's got when those open shots, Ritter's got to hit them and got to find them. Like I said, man, I can't wait to see the all 22. I'm gonna be, like I said earlier on Twitter, it's gonna make my eyes burn. It's gonna give me a headache, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. Maybe do a shot. We'll see. I don't know. Or maybe do a show. We'll see. James said, no doubt happened today too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, dude. I said, I don't trust Kirk Cousins' sore ribs. We saw a QB documentary on Netflix. Yeah.
I don't trust Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, man, thank you guys for coming by late on a Sunday night and talking about the loss with us, man. It's always good to talk about it, get it out, make you feel a little bit better going into the week.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like the drink pouch.
Right. And it's all made better by the Saints losing at the end of the game. Like that just makes your heart a little bit warmer, makes you smile better, makes the beer taste a little better, and the Panthers just keep losing. So that's good, So, it's not all bad. So we'll be fine. We just got to make a lot of adjustments this week on offense and come out next week and show the Jags we can do it. So we'll be back this week, guys, on, like I said, Les had decided to do a pop-up show, which would be, I don't even know, probably Wednesday if I do. But if not, we'll be back Thursday evening at 7:00 to preview the Jaguars game in London. So make sure y'all come and hang out with us. I don't know if we're going to have a guest or not, but it'll be at least we'll be here. And you guys can always follow us on Twitter, Out of Your Effing Mind. You can follow us on a TikTok. Did I say TikTok or Instagram at Out of Your Falcon Mind. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're here. We appreciate you guys. Hit the like button if you're here, man. We much appreciate it. Helps us keep growing on this YouTube platform. And I think that's it. You can email us, atlfalconfancast@gmail.com. We have merchandise if you want to go check out the t-shirts, bonfire.com/Out of Your Falcon Mind. Yeah, man. So that's it, buddy. So, hey, Demons, appreciate you coming by, man. Come by anytime, dude. Twice a week we'll be here, man. James, a therapy session for sure. Yep, we talked about renaming our podcast to the Chargers Therapy. Hey, there you go. Yeah, it can happen, man. And we appreciate you coming by, James, by the way.
Thanks, James.
So,
I'm going to tell y'all, man, just don't abandon your team, okay?
That's right, damn it.
Just don't abandon. You remember when you played Nintendo and that game started struggling, you didn't throw that game in the trash. You flipped that game over. Right? And when that didn't work, you went and got a Q-tip, put alcohol on. Come on, man. Don't abandon that game. You fix that game. We're going to put it in. It's going to play. Tecmo Bowl will cut on. Double dribble is going to play. Just be patient. Trust me. That's all it's going to be a hiccup or two, but we just ironing out the kinks. And if they, I think that they've clearly given us way more reason to be positive this season than negative. So even though we've seen some negative, there's no way we can even play like it's even close. They've clearly given us way more reasons to cheer and have faith in them than they have to shit on them. So still riding with my boys. Rise up.
Hey, look, there's no way anybody could have sit there and looked in the mirror and honestly thought that there was going to be a flawless season with no mistakes and no just complete shit shows with basically a rookie quarterback in a brand new offense with guys that haven't played together. Like, it was going to happen. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. I'm glad it happened now in week 3 that maybe they can fix some things, get it out of their system, but it's going to happen, man. It's just, that's just part of it. It sucks. It did, but it did. So, big deal. Move on. Don't lose any sleep over it. We'll be fine. And again, thank you guys. Carrie, appreciate you. As always, Carrie, coming by. So y'all have a great week. And I'll put on the socials if I decide to do this. If I have time to do this all 22 video, we'll see.
I'm going to Kroger to like eat my feelings. I'm going to get a whole pie right now. I really am.
What pie you going with tonight, man? What you going with?
It's like an ice cream pie or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got the munchies if we get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go watch some Netflix and I guess get ready for it tomorrow. So,
I'm gonna go watch the highlights too. I want to see what the teams did today. I love football. It just sucks when your team gotta hold that L. You gotta hold that L sometime in life. Nobody is exempt from holding that L sometime in life. So
hey, it's always opportunities to learn, right? That's your opportunity to learn.
Always. Yep. We gotta hold this L this week. So just go to work and just act like you didn't talk shit all week. Just be like, what are you that was me? No, I said it was going to be a tough game. I said we would probably lose this one. I said we would beat the Jaguars. Just don't recall. That's play the same game they play. Out of your Falcon mind.
That's right, damn it. All right, man. We will catch y'all Thursday. Thank y'all again for coming by on a Sunday night. Y'all have a great Monday and a great start to your week. Much love, folks. Smart, take us out, buddy.
Out of your Falcon mind, even when we holding the L. Peace.